I saw this ad right before I came out on the show, and I was like, we got to talk about this. So, Dorsey, can we... Oh, is it working? No, it's not working. Dorsey, can we play that ad real quick?
Oh, Lord.
Get it full screen, Dorsey. Let's get it full screen.
Get your booty to the pole. 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 Yeah.
Did we get your attention? Good. So, you're really not gonna vote?
You know it's more than just the president on the ballot, right? Check it.
A district attorney decides who to prosecute,
Including whether or not to go after dirty cops. Do you know who elects the DA? We do.
But you don't want to vote.
can't make it rain if you locked up on some bullshit.
Want trades and coding taught in our schools?
Then vote for the school boards that will prepare us for the job market.
Want to end cash bail?
Well, then vote for the sheriffs and county officials that feel the same way you do.
But you talking about, oh, they gonna pick who they gonna pick, shawty.
Ferguson just elected their first black mayor.
You know how that happened?
It's clear Black lives don't matter to some of our current elected officials.
If they matter to you,
Then don't let other people decide who's gonna run your community.
get your booty to the poll.
Get your booty to the poll.
Get your booty to the poll.
Get your vote, yeah, vote, stretch.
For information on how and where to vote, as well as resources to find out who's running where you live, go to getyourbootytothepoll.com.
To the pole, get your booty to the pole, get your booty to the pole.
I love this. I love it. All right, reactions. I love. So in your next, thank God, Representative Rabb, you're in a progressive district because this is going to be an ad if you're running against a Republican.
Hey, I just want to know if those strippers were part of a worker co-op, because I'd want it in my district. If they own their own labor.
Really?
I believe that we should own our own.
No, you have one in your district right now, or no?
No, but I would support one if it were worker owned.
There you go. You heard it here first.
I'm consistent, but hey, look. That was creative. It was more substantive than a lot of corporate media does. And frankly, establishment Democrats would ever do. That's going to get the attention of a lot of folks that who did not come out to vote in 2016.
Right. Edward, what do you think?
I'm wondering if they made it in reaction to like all the backlash they got from doing the Hamilton ads, and you know, that they did them also in 2016 too. So, and they're doing them again this year. I wonder if they're like, all right, let's go, let's try something new. Let's hire like a new firm to let us know what to do. I think that you know, maybe they'll work, maybe they won't. But also, I wonder if that is the extent of. Like, are we just going to get more and more creative vote ads, just like from now until November, instead of talking more about why is it that people aren't voting or haven't voted in some places in the first place, right? Or why is it that even in what feels like a crisis, people are still not sure whether they want to, show up, or not sure whether they should show up to the polls. But I think I'm happy at least they're not doing Hamilton ads.
I am too. I have a lot of
it's a good one.
opinions about.
It's a good one.
It's a good one, and like Rep. Rabb said, it's creative. But I think to your point, Edward, today Donald Trump basically stated that he is not willing to concede the election. I mean, he basically didn't answer. Republicans did say that they will follow essentially the normal process of abdicating leadership or power if they are.
Right.
Voted
Not
out.
in Pennsylvania, though.
What was that?
Not in Pennsylvania. They've reported that the chair of the Republican Party of Pennsylvania is looking at other options that look at that are considering a different approach to our electors.
Right.
How would that work? Meaning the Electoral College. How
the process of there are a number of nightmare scenarios that people have talked about, election experts from around the country, and they look at Pennsylvania, of course, and Philly specifically, ways of invalidating the results, of not acknowledging a clear winner because election results will not be certified or a definitive on election night. I mean, that's kind of the new norm now. We had that in our last primary that was moved from April 28th to June 2nd, where it took 8-9 days after the election to confirm, results. And we're going to see that again. But even though that's the case, we should be able to know who's won if it's not truly a squeaker. But they're going to use that space and create a narrative saying it was stolen. Those folks in Philly are all crooks, et cetera, et cetera. And so now they're kind of weaponizing that by getting the party involved and potentially the state legislature. So I'm going to be busy for well past November 3rd.
I mean, it's jaw-dropping because Nancy Pelosi's response to this was to vote. I think, I understand her mindset here. I do. We made this case at the top of the show and we've done it on previous shows, that if the vote is overwhelming, it won't be that close to have the courts decide, the right-wing courts decide, if it's that overwhelming, which it very well could be. I mean, looking at some of these other races, seeing the turnout, seeing Cori Bush's district, the number of, it was insane. It was like 5-6 times the normal turnout for a primary. And that's phenomenal. And as a result, she was, of course, able to win. And I don't think the establishment really saw it coming. But, that may not happen. And so there, Edward, if you were advising Nancy Pelosi in leadership right now, what would you say? What would you say that they need to talk about as well as voting?
I mean, they need to be talking about voting, but also just like a basic engagement with what it is that people say in polls that they're interested in, instead of like what they want to reject. People want or support healthcare, support climate change legislation, support either expanding unemployment benefits or providing more assistance for people. And instead, what have they done? Make fun of the Green New Deal, mock the idea that healthcare should be radically expanded and made free, and done nothing to expand assistance during a pandemic. So I think if they did those three, basic things, you'd go a lot farther in reaching people and soothing fears, concerns, and hesitation people have for voting for her and the party.
Yeah. I mean, it's mind-blowing to me at this point that even if they're afraid of Donald Trump and what he might throw at them, that they can't just sit there and talk about the pandemic and this economic crisis. I mean, the least they can do is say Joe Biden is going to have a plan to recover the economy. The least. Thanks for watching and listening to The Nomiki Show. But remember to click like and subscribe on YouTube, and please share on social media. If you're not already a patron, please join us for as low as $5 a month on patreon.com/The Nomiki Show for early and special content. That investment makes a huge difference. We are not corporate media raking in the dough. It's really you guys that are keeping us going. So please consider being a patron. And to our current patrons, thank you so much. We are incredibly grateful to you. We also now have swag. So check us out on thenomikishow.com to get your mugs, your totes, and your stickers.